Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned solo shuffle tier list. Now I do have check PvP here, so I'm going to be able to go to each class and see how they're performing. So again, as you can see, Mage is the top one. Then we have Arms, Windwalker, Hunter, Arms, Fury. Again, you can kind of just base it off of these. Now again, this is not factual information. This is just a way that I can look at it to see how it's performing. Again, this is like, Brett's not doing that great. If it's only 2400 while everyone else is like 2550, as you can see, then it's not doing that great. So, that being said, let's start off with the video. Let me know if you guys want to see future tier lists like these. Again, not factual. I'm just basing my thoughts on top of the information that I'm getting. So, let's get it going here. First one we're starting off with is going to be BM Hunter. So, if we go to BM Hunter right now, which is actually doing pretty good, as you can see, if it's above 2500, it means it's doing very well. So, BM Hunter is actually great. If you're looking to play BM Hunter, it does a lot of damage. It has a ton of defensive cooldowns. Overall, a great spec. Very easy to learn. Probably one of the most, that and Fury Warrior are your top two easiest specs in the entire game to learn. So, that's pretty much all there is to that. Next spec we're going to be going over is going to be MM Hunter, which is actually higher than BM Hunter. If we look here, we have way more MM Hunters than we do BM, and then we start getting to the BM down here. So, BM Hunter is also a very insane spec at the moment. It does a ton of bursts. I've been hit for over 6 million aim shots. Believe it or not, they actually hit hard. I honestly, I didn't think they were that good until I faced one, and then all of a sudden, I just got one-shotted. And I was like, okay, well, that's fun. Easily SS. SS for sure. That and BM both are very insanely well played classes that are kind of an obvious, everything's been getting buffed lately, like Arms Warriors, stuff like that. So it's kind of expected to see them doing good, and which is a good thing. The next thing we have is going to be Survival Hunter, which I don't believe is doing too good. So again, nothing over 2500. So it's not going to be that great. Again, if it's just not doing that great. I don't really expect it to be that great in the first place. Again, when you only have one 24 or a few 2400s, it just means it's not good. It's just an all meta spec that you can play, but let's be honest, it sucks. I know you can like 60-0 somebody, but like if your spec is actually, well, maybe we could put it A tier for now since for now. I'll probably change it though, I believe. So we'll see about it. We'll see about it. The next one we're going with is going to be Boomy. Boomies actually are not doing that great either. And the biggest problem with Boomy and Solo Shovel is defensively wise. So as you can see, it only has a few over 2400, which is a bad sign. At least it has more than what I was expecting. And you have 12500. Boomy is not the best, but it is very solid still. I'd say Boomy's way better than Serve, and Serve is still, even if we put the amount of rating in, I kind of know. Yeah, no, it's not that great. I know Survival Hunter is okay, it does 60 zeros, but we're talking about a class that has spammable clones, two versions of Incarn, unlimited CC. Now, defensively is the one thing and why it's not S tier. Because obviously, if a BM is going to face a Boomy, what's going to happen? Or an MM faces any S tier that faces a Boomy, he's not going to be able to survive. It's just not happening. So, that's unfortunate. The next one we have is Feral Druid. Feral Druid is actually pretty good at the moment. If we look at the charts here, we can actually see that they're doing pretty good. As you can see, almost 2600. And again, when you're seeing 2500, 2400 plus, it means it's pretty good. Now, I don't believe it's S tier good, but I do believe it's very, very good. Boomy and Feral they're kind of just in the same league, mainly because of their CC. Now, again, this will be lower down the list, so before you comment, remember, whatever's closer to the top is better, which is overall better. Now, it doesn't mean the rating's just higher, but it just depends on the class itself. What's easier, what's overall better, what's going to be more, just everything. Next one we have is Resto. Resto, I don't know if it's doing that great. I know it's not S tier, but it is, again, it has a few 2400s, so that automatically makes it okay. I'd still put a B tier, I'm not gonna lie. Resto just dies. It really does. I've never seen a class or a healer that's being able to die like a Resto can. They are, right now, currently, the glassiest healer I've ever seen. I've literally had people with green gear going to fully gear Resto that's been really good, and they were smelting him in arena. Now, you're adding damp to the situation, obviously. So, in solo shuffle, for now, I just don't believe they're that great. I put Holy Priest, even though Holy Priest rating wise isn't that good, I would still probably put it over Resto right now. Just because overall, I mean, it got a massive buff, does a ton of healing. So we'll see about that. I just don't believe Resto druid's that good. I mean, I rarely ever see any like at all. But the main ones you should be looking out for the A tier or the S tier. These are mainly the S tier to be honest, because these are the ones that everyone's playing, and it's kind of a no-brainer because you've seen them so much. Um, let's go with the next one though. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Outlaw Rogue. Let's see what we're looking at for Outlaw Rogue. Outlaw Rogue, oh, very bad. So we go from a 2280 to 32400. That is a very, very bad sign. Outlaw, I would say, is better than Serve just overall. It is a rogue spec. But yeah, as you can see, it's nobody. I mean, I don't really see anybody playing Outlaw Rogue in the first place. But there are a few that are 2400 plus. So, you know, that's nice. But obviously, you know, we already know it's not that great. It's still viable. Don't get me wrong, everything is playable to 2400, but it just depends on how many are there. Again, if there's only a few there, that means you had the best players trying to play, or they just haven't even bothered to queue it. Because a lot of people just wait for their classes to be S tier, then they'll push, which is kind of the smart move. But let's go to the next one here. The next one we have is Assassination Rogue, which I'm pretty sure is doing very well at the moment. So again, multiple 2400s, has a few rank 1 eligibles, easily S tier. Now I would, or A tier I meant. I'd say Assassination is better than Boomy. Pharaoh is better than Assass. Pharaoh overall damage output and just having the Cyclone automatically makes it better, just a little tad bit. That's why they're so close to each other. However, Pharaoh defensively kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Druid in general defensively is one of the worst specs in the entire game. They just die. They're paper. You just get shredded. So, you know, I don't blame you guys, but they are still very insanely good. Again, if you gave these guys good defensives or like more armor or something that would make them tanky, they would instantly be S. But if they did that, they'd be the best specs in the entire game. Because, you know, if they weren't glassy, they would be the most OP classes of all time. That's how broken these classes are if defensively they were good. Next one we have is Sub Rogue. How's Sub Rogue doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pretty okay. So we have a few 2400, a few 2500s. So, but then again, they're kind of the same, literally. So we have to exit out 2 of these, and let me just think this through. Still A tier, 100% A tier. I'd put it above. I'd put it above Boomy, but not Feral, and obviously Assassination Rogue. You're gonna do a lot better. Now, again, the only reason I'm putting it this high is because it still does damage. It still does CC. You can still play it. It's still good. You're still good. Now, again, if it gets nerfed at all, instantly drops down to B tier. It is very on the tip of scales right now. It's just good enough to win games. Let's keep it that way. Next one we have here is going to be Arcane Mage. Let's see how Arcane Mage is looking like here. Arcane Mage isn't doing that bad, to be honest. Multiple 2400 pluses. It looks like, again, I don't just count 2 or 3 of them because, you know, obviously any rank 1 can get 2400 plus, but when you see multiple, it means that it's not necessarily S tier, but it's definitely viable. So definitely better than Outlaw and Serve overall. Arcane, still very good. It is kind of glassy though, I will admit, but it does a lot of burst. So there's downsides and good. It's kind of like Boomy, except it's Sheep's a worse version of Cyclone. That's pretty much what it is. They both defensively suck. They're just really hard to catch, and that's pretty much it. Still, based on what the information that I have here, if as long as you have multiple over, it means it's still good. Now Outlaw, again, they had 2. Survival wasn't doing that great either. Next one we have is Frost Mage. I don't even think I have to look at Frost Mage, and I know it's very good right now. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. So again, we have multiple, especially when they're that high up, so it's multiple 26, 20, perfect. Beautiful. Frost Mage right now, currently in Solo Shuffle, is very, very good. Mainly because, again, it is a caster, and it's not only just a caster, it is a dampener, but at the same time, it's not a dampener. The good thing about Frost Mage is it can do really well with casters. It can also do very well with melee. That's why it does so good in Solo Shuffle, because it's not like, oh, well, I need this class to do good. No, it can almost play with anything and make it work as a Frost Mage. The only good thing about Frost Mage is it does good bursts, it's a good dampener, and it's also good at clearing games quick. You got everything you would need. Obviously, that's pretty much all there is to that. The next one we have is Fire Mage. I know for a fact Fire Mage is not that good, but it might be pretty high. So there are a few. So again, we drop from 23 to instantly 2200. That kind of tells you enough. Fire Mage, obviously not going to be that great. I would say Fire Mage is just awful. I've seen, obviously, we're going to say a couple people can make it work because anybody can make classes work. Do not get me wrong. Any class can get above 2400. So let's not get this twisted. I'm not saying, oh, well, this is 2400, so this is good. No. Same thing with like Arcane Mage. Honestly, we can even say Arcane Mage isn't even great, even though it's a little bit higher on the list here. Just overall wise, I just don't. Do we really think our Arcane's gonna be able to compete with a Feral Druid, Assassination Rogue, Boomy? No. So I got a little cocky. So if you guys have already messaged me about Arcane Mage, I put it back. Don't worry. Um, let's move on here. The next one we have is going to be Affliction Warlock. I believe I have seen a good amount of Affy Warlocks. Let's see, where are they at? Affy Warlock. Am I missing it somewhere? Right here. Affy Warlock. So again, multiple. That means it's easily A tier. Now I wouldn't say it's S tier right at the moment, so I'd say it's better than Boomy, better than Sub, but worse than Assassin Feral. So again, overall, you're going to do 10 times the damage on an Affy. You have 10 times the defensives than a Boomy or a Sub. Just overall, you're going to have a way better time on an Affy than you would these two guys. These guys just are paper, and they kind of, at least Boomy does damage. That's the good news. But Affy is going to destroy anybody in damage. It's just it's not even close. But that's alright. Still not S tier, but it's really good. The next one we have is going to be Destro Warlock. I know a lot of people are interested in Destro Warlock. I would like to see how they're doing. So again, another class that's not doing too bad. Wow, I'm surprised. It's even better than I thought. So Destro is actually doing pretty good. Now, obviously, I'm not going to put it too high up on the list here, so it's going to be towards the lower end. But based on what I'm seeing, apparently a lot of people are enjoying it, and it's doing pretty good. I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting it to even be 2400 to hit, but surprisingly, there is dozens of them, which is a pretty surprising thing, to be honest. So Destro Warlocks are coming. I mean, if they get another buff, it's over. It's GG's. Demo Warlock. I think Demo's kind of always in the spot where it's actually A tier, but yeah. So as you can see, we have probably more than Destro in this section. So Demo. We can put Demo in front of Destro just because, not only is Demo just better for dampening games, but Destro, I see you're gonna struggle as Destro. You're really gonna struggle unless you're very good at fake casting. You're gonna struggle as a Demo Warlock. It's the brain dead version of Warlock, kind of like Affy. You kind of just stand there, do nothing, and do damn. That's it. Still, obviously, a lot of people are playing Demo Warlock. A lot of people are playing Destro. A lot of people are playing Affy. So Lock's pretty good. It's in a pretty good spot at the moment compared to these guys, which are barely ever seen. The next one we have here is going to be Dev Evoker. I'm actually curious to see what we got for Dev Evoker. So Dev Evoker, let's see here. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. So Dev Evoker is doing pretty good at the moment as well. So I'd put Dev in front of Destro, Demo, Boomy, Sub, and maybe here. So I think Affy, Assass, Feral are just overall better in the sense. Destro is going to do a ton of burst, but defensively it's going to be kind of weak. It really just depends on what you're facing. Again, if you're facing a caster cleave, then you're pretty glassy because in dampening you suck. But you're kind of like a sub rogue. You need to end the game. You do a ton of damage. Well, at least you have consistency. That's a good thing. And you're kind of overall you're pretty much like a mage, but still really good. It looks like Destro's in a good spot right now. The next one we have, I don't even think I have to look at it, but Augmentation. Yeah, and that is, yeah, I don't have to say another word. Okay. So, Augmentation, not very good. As we can see, we can kind of just ignore it now. Next one we're going to is going to be Elemental Shaman. I'm curious to see how these guys are doing. Again, another surprise. Now, again, as you can see, they're cutting off around here. So, around 9. So, you can kind of see the difference in what I'm trying to say here. So, Ellie, while it may be pretty good, it's obviously not performing as good as you would think. Even though Destro's might be higher overall, I still think Ellie is better. Ellie's better. And then Boomy and these guys are going to be better. Because obviously Demo is just laid back spec. While it might be good, I don't really consider it a PvP spec. But until it's like S tier broken, it's kind of just going to stay around here somewhere. Same thing with Destro. Ellie's going to be 10 times better than a Destro Warlock, just overall gameplay. You're not just a damage bot, but you have everything. You're a support as well. So, if you're looking to play Ellie, Ellies aren't doing the most insane, but they are coming up, it seems. The next one we have is Resto Shaman. Resto Shaman, let's see how they're doing. So 2,500. So it looks like Resto Shamans are doing pretty well as well. So Resto Shaman gonna be A tier, and that's kind of the differences between these healers that you can tell, like the Resto. So Resto Shaman looks like he's doing well. I'm not surprised, but I am surprised. And again, this may go up depending on how the others healers look like. So I'm basing it the healers off the healers. That's pretty much that. The next one we have is Enhancement Shaman. I guess you guys are probably curious about this one as well. Wow. Okay, so I gotta make sure these guys aren't the same people. So like Big Damn, I assume these guys are the same people. So we cut two of them here. Three, four. Okay, so not that good. Okay, then the reason I do this, these are all the same people. Like if I go and look under this guy, it's most likely the same person. And this is why I call this shaman an absolute loser. Now you guys understand why I do this. And yeah, that's pretty much that. So, Enhancement Shaman, obviously he can make it work, but it's not going to be that good. I put it in front of Fire Mage, but behind everything else, it's just not going to be that great. Again, these are the specs that are gonna be able to play, they're playable. You're gonna see them, but they're not going to be like insane. So let's just do that here. Okay, so let's go to the next one here. The next one we have is Frost DK. So how are Frost DKs doing at the moment? Where are they at? They're gonna be right here. Okay, Frost DKs again not doing so great. Okay, when we look at these guys, if you assume they're in the same guild like the other ones, they may be, but still, it's not that great. So, Frost DK is not that good either. It looks like I'm surprised with you guys as well because I feel like they do a ton of damage. I felt that they were broken. Why is nobody playing them? Like, because I've faced Frost DKs and they're doing like 1.7 mil. They're doing like double everyone's damage. It's kind of hard to not put it at A tier. I'm kind of disappointed. The thing is, like, why is nobody playing it? I don't understand. Yeah, you can tell nobody's playing the spec. You can just tell. Like, the difference between that and it's down here, like, yeah, I can't, even though I personally believe it's up here, which I would say it's probably, again, I can't, it's kind of hard, because you're trying to say that one of these specs can at least compete with these guys. Can a Frost DK compete? I feel like it can, but based off the information that is given here, it does not look good at all. So I'm gonna keep it where I think. I personally think it's A tier. I really do. I believe they're very strong right now, but I'm not gonna put it at A tier because it's based off the information that what I'm seeing. If it was broken or really good, you would see a lot more people playing it at high rated. Um, Next one here is gonna be Unholy DK. I would be. Let's see. I'm actually curious. Kind of in the same position. Actually, it looks like it's doing better than Frosty K right now. Um, we have a few above here. Not very good though. Honestly, not that great either. I would say honestly, it looks like it's doing better than. Let's see. They're kind of even. Again, you have to count out some of them, but it's even. It's even. So they're both around the same spot. Still not. Yeah. Well, again, it's really hard to say with some of these specs. Because a lot of them I don't believe are that good, but based off the information, I feel like they're playable. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. Maybe this looks more appropriate. Even though the numbers say otherwise, you never know when it could just... again, you can game rating with any spec, but my personal belief is I believe it's good, but like if Frost DK and Holy DK are B tier, then there's no way Destro is A tier. No way. At least Demo and these guys, they can compete. Like Demo's strong after their buff, and they're just the stun dampeners that they've always been. So you guys will have to let me know what you guys think about that. I know a lot of people hate when I put them at A tier because they believe it's not. I don't really know enough to say if they're A tier. That's why I'm putting them here. So if I don't know if they're A tier, I put them here. This doesn't necessarily mean they're terrible. This just means they're not in the they're not in the A game. You're not going to see them every game like you would these guys. So let's just move on. Obviously, I know I'm going to make some people mad, but you can't make everyone happy. Next one we're going with is going to be Fury Warrior. How is Fury Warrior doing? Again, if it's good, a lot of people are playing it. Oh, yep. Oh yeah, beautiful. Wow, that is something. Now again, it stops at 2600 CR, so most likely it's going to be very, very high up on the list here. So I want to do a thing here real quick. So warrior, let's go with mages, and then hunter. Okay. So Fury Warrior right now, if I had to actually put it somewhere legit, it would be here. Do I believe it's S tier? I don't know. Um, Let me think here. I think it's really good too. Like that's the thing. I feel like it's very good. Trying to look at these numbers one more time here. So, see, the thing is, it doesn't compete with Frost Mage. Like as you can see, there's more Frost Mage. Actually, well, if you look down, okay, we can. Okay, I admit that it's S tier at this point. Okay, I made my errors. I actually looked down a little bit, and I could tell that it was S tier just based off of like I just saw the first 2 or 3 Frost Mage, and then it was Warrior, 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 Warrior. Yeah. Okay. Next one we have is Arms Warrior. I mean, I know Arms Warrior all of a sudden is doing like one-shot Mortal Strikes or something. Oh yeah, yeah. Same thing as Fury. Definitely is doing pretty good at the moment. Now again, if we were to check Frost Mage, looks like Frost Mage is doing a little bit better. What about Fury Warrior versus Arms? Fury's doing a lot better than Arms. So again, we're not going to put Arms at S tier, just based off the information that I was, that I'm given here. So I'm still going to put it, honestly, I'm still going to put it at high A. It still does, has literally just one shots. It literally does unhealable damage. Until it gets nerfed, yeah, it's definitely the best A tier right now. 100%. At least for now. Next one we got is going to be Holy Priest. Now, okay, let me tell you guys, I've actually seen the numbers on these, but I'm going to put this at a number that I may not like. So, 2400, again, this is kind of this a no-brainer, but they did get buffed. But do I believe they're B tier, like Resto? Yeah, again, it's kind of a hard one here. Hmm. Because Resto Sham so much better, right? So, like, if I do Resto Sham to Druid, so Resto Sham to Resto Druid. Yeah, it's Resto. Okay, what about Resto Sham the Holy Priest? Okay, yeah. Again, these healers they might get changed. So I'm gonna put Holy Priest and Solo Shuffle at B tier as well. I'd say Holy Priest is better in the sense that actually, well, yeah, no, yeah, it's probably better. Let's be honest, it does unhealable healing. Let's after the buff. Now, if this was pre-buff, then I would say Restorade's better. But like now, they're at least viable. But Resto Sham's gonna tear them up. I don't see a Holy Priest ever outbeating a like Resto Sham. They're destroying in terms of Holy Priest right now. Like Holy Priest is barely even playable. Like nobody's playing. Same thing like DK. Nobody's playing these specs because everyone plays the S tier specs, so it's so hard to base it off this information because nobody's playing the classes. Because even if they're good, nobody wants to play them. Why play them when you play Sham or any of the S tier specs? It's just there's no point. Next one we have is Mistweaver. How is Mistweaver looking here? Mistweaver versus Shaman. So Mistweaver's actually pretty good at the moment. If I base it off this information, let's just go Mistweaver here for a second. So it looks 26, 24, okay. Well, they cut off at 8. That's how you know that spec is not that great. Um, yeah. So okay, so we're going 8 versus what? So we're going 8 versus almost 25 plus. Okay, so that just tells me enough. Okay, so Mystery is definitely better than Holy Priest and Resto Druid, but still not good. You're still, again, nobody's really playing the spec Mistweaver. I don't blame them. It kind of just sucks, and it's only really good for Blitz, but oh well. So these guys aren't really the meta right now, I would say. So Resto Shams look to be currently the best, but who knows what's going to happen next. Next one we have is Rep Paladin. Rep Paladins, how are we doing? Okay, okay. So they got about 16 slots, so they're definitely A tier. So better, 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 better. Right here, I think, right? This would make more sense if we look at the overall thing here. Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so better than these guys. But worse than pretty much everything else. So this is kind of a no-brainer though. They're a support spec, so they're not meant to be like OP. They do damage, they have support, they have defensive cooldowns, they have everything you can want. Obviously, You are still a melee, so you do have that struggle, but it looks like they're still playable. There's still a good amount of these guys out there. Um, but if I actually look at an Affy Warlock, because I want to see one more, I know I'm kind of like betraying the video here. Yeah, okay. So this is why I don't put Ret in front of it. Now it looks like you could say it. So you could say Ret's better. Um, but I believe it's not better for now. Maybe not though. Okay, so Evoker is better. Again, I'm going through this so I can actually get like I want to see I can kind of just let me do my thing. Hold on, you guys can pretty much watch while I'm doing this. Okay, so easily, okay, better. You can kind of guess. See, this is how you check if a class is actually solid or not. See, as you can see, Pharaoh beats it. Okay, perfect. So, Brett Paladin, we're gonna put it in front of Affliction Warlock and all these guys. We're gonna have a Dev in front of everything but Arms Warrior and Pharaoh Druid. And I think this makes a little bit more sense. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Next one we have is DH. How is DH doing? I haven't really seen that many DHs, to be honest. It looks like, wow. There's a lot of people playing DH. That actually surprised me. Okay. So, wow. I didn't even know it was good. I'm not gonna lie. I did not think it was good. That is disgusting. I didn't think it was doing that good. I thought it was garbage. Like I know they do damage, but yeah, DH okay, DH beats the Warlocks. What's next here? Let's just go to the next one here. So let's go to Assassination Rogue. So Assassination Rogue versus DH. DH absolutely destroys Assassination Rogue. So instantly it's going up here. And then obviously I think a Devoker will absolutely shred Devoker. Yeah, okay, so once we get down here, Devokers, okay, so they're about even, so you can say whatever one you guys prefer on this one, what you want to hear here. But based off the information, clearly more people are playing DH than pretty much any of these other guys, which is surprising. I did not know it was this good. I thought it was absolutely garbage. Like, people are playing more DH than they are any of these specs over here, which is actually crazy. Next one we have, again, these healers might get changed because it just depends on how the S tier healers, so like Prez Evoker, H-Vals, Disc Priest, stuff like that. So again, this may go up and then these will go up. Again, these aren't beats here depending on if this goes up, so just hear me out. Next one we have is Disc Priest. So Disc Priest, how are we doing? Disc Priest is doing very good. So let's see, Resto Shaman Disc, who's playing more? Disc Priest is definitely playing more. So we can easily say Disc Priest is definitely S tier in solo shuffle. They're playing a lot more disc than they are anything else, which is kind of a no-brainer. Again, has unlimited CDs, has good healing, and it looks like it has really good damage now. Next one we have is Prez Evoker. How is Prez Evoker doing? So if we go Resto Shaman to Prez Evoker, I just want to see here. Looks like Resto Shaman is obviously doing better than Prez Evoker. So what we can do here, so yeah, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Resto Shaman S tier, Prez Evoker, A tier, Holy Priest, A tier, and these guys will stay down. These guys kind of just suck. I'm not gonna lie. They're okay, but I just actually we can test that out real quick. Again, I don't want to make the video too long. So let's see, Prez Evoker to Resto Druid. Okay, so it's playing more. Prez Evoker to. Okay, fair enough. Okay, that looks better. Okay, stop yelling at me. I know somebody's going to comment because they don't. I hope you guys just go to the end of the video so I have this all certain out. Next one we're going with is going to be, what's his move tanks here? We're going with Windwalker next, ladies and gentlemen. How good is Windwalker? Now, I know it got nerfed. However, it's still doing very, very well for itself. As you can see, a lot of people are still playing the spec. That's kind of an obvious. I don't think it's S tier, though, after the nerf. But I do think it's very, very good. Easily better than Pharaoh and all these other guys. Maybe not. See, the thing is, when you look at numbers like these, we don't really know because they could have done this when it was absolutely broken, but you kind of tell lower in the range because, like, as you can see, if there's this many, 38, I want to compare it to Arms Warriors because Arms Warriors are currently broken. So I want to see which one who's playing more. So Fury. If it beats Fury, then it's okay. So it's definitely S tier for sure. Not better than Frost Mage, I'd say, but better, definitely S tier, definitely S tier. Yeah, if Windwalker's beating Fury Warrior in terms, so we can even say this, to be honest. No, actually, let's be honest. It did get nerfed, so based off what I already know, we're gonna just say it's right here for now. And the next one we have is HPAL. How are HPALs doing? I am curious. How are they doing here? HPAL. Not. Well, actually, not that bad. Not that bad. Let's go HPAL to Evoker. Okay, beats that. HPAL to Holy Priest. Looks like more people are playing HPAL. Okay. Okay, let's go this. Um, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have. Okay, so these are kind of even out. So I'm gonna say, for now, it's going to be, be mm, gonna be better. It's gonna be better. Just overall in solo shuffle, you still have a lot of cooldowns in HBAL. Now, this could change in the future, but I'm not gonna put it at B tier because I think B tier is like the lowest of the low. Like that's like Resto. Like you could even say this. Like you could even say this. Like even this. Holy Priest is kind of garbage. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you look at the rankings, even after it became pretty good. Let's see here. Yeah, even after it became good, there are 6 people. Oh my, okay. I thought it was insanely OP, but I guess I'm clueless because I keep seeing it all over twos, but I guess in solo shovel, it sucks. Again, you just kind of base it off of 2400s because because we're at the time to where, if this guy's 2490, he's kind of at the cap. So your cap right now would be 2400 before you actually face real games. So yeah, so none of these guys are able to hit it because there's nobody playing the spec. So if it's this low, it means they've capped it out because nobody is playing it. There is this if this is this is your eligible rank 1, it means the class isn't that good. Next one we have is SP. SP here. What do we got? So as you can see, it's 20. This is what a good spec. Now obviously you're healer, so it's going to be lower, but you saw the rest of the Shaman number where it was super high. That's what you want to see for a good healer. So, like Disc Priest as well. So these two are easily the best healers in the game. And then Shadow Priest looks to be doing very well for itself as well. I didn't even think it was that good either. Wow. Okay, so it has 35 spots. Wow. Okay, so if I compare it versus the S rank immediately, how do we look here? So overall, I think Warrior's better. What about Frost Mage? Overall, okay, so it beats Frost Mage, but it doesn't beat Windwalker. I'm pretty sure because there's way more Windwalker. Yep. Okay. Okay, that's pretty much it. So this is pretty much my tier list, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see. So it beats Frost Mage, Windwalker after the nerf. I don't know. See, the thing is, it got nerfed because we're looking at numbers when they could have done it when it was not nerfed. So just having let's just put it here. This is how it's gonna be. So I did a little bit more work on this video, so let me know what you guys want to see next, and if you want me to keep doing this for the future. Again, these are not factual. This is just based off what I'm seeing, what's being played more, and you can kind of tell which ones are the meta because Resto Shaman and Disc Priest are so much higher up. That's kind of how you rate it. I don't rate it just based off the rating, but I base it off of overall play. If there's only a few people above 2400 playing it, it probably means it's not that great, even though it might be good in something else. Like I've seen Holy Priest every single other game in twos, but I guess it's not insanely OP in solo shovel because nobody was playing it. But let me get your guys' opinion on this. It's been X. My bad for the long video. If you guys again want to see more videos like this, let me know.